smooth yet sinister, coming through to diminish you. And this here's the finisher. Check it out.
What's going on, guys? Trey coming back at your screen by means of the World Wide Web. And it looks like today we got introduced to a new trial, guys. Trial X2. So this trial is featuring the Battle Maidens, which you can see the picture of here. Kyenna, Saren, Vanille, and Lyco, and all the other ones. So just like X1, guys, when you complete this trial, you get a sphere for it. The sphere this time around is called Blighted Seal. Boosts attack by 100%, critical hit damage by 50%, but it lowers defense and recovery by 20%. So actually a sphere, I like it. I think it's a pretty nice sphere, guys, especially for OTK squad. I personally put it on my Maxwell with Gale Knight Axe, and the damage output you just won't even believe until you see it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, in order to do Trial X2, guys, you must have already completed Trial X1. So make sure you complete X1, and then you'll have access to X2. Alright? So what I'm going to do for you guys is show you how I cleared it. As you're going to see here, I've already done it. I've already completed the trials you see here, so it's not going to cost me any energy to be able to do it again. But this is the squad that I use, guys, just so you'll know. So take note of these 3 squads. Take a nice good look at it, and then we're going to go pick our team members. So first one is going to be Lily Matter, very important. Second one really isn't that important. Third one is my backup squad, my OTK. Go my boy Clarity. He already set up with the same setup on my Mac. He must have saw my Maxwell setup. He must have saw my Maxwell since he on my friends list. Alright, guys, so this is the squad I'm using. I'm going to show you real quick. Alright, Trident. Trident is my lead. Using my Shara. Using my Lario. Using my boy Rignus. Using my girl Luca. And then Lily Matter Friend, of course, you know why. Alright, so that's who we running with. Take note of my items. Let's go do it. So if you pay close attention, you notice the pattern throughout all my units. And that pattern is, if you did not notice it, is that I have a status ailment protection sphere on every last one of my units personally. My friend doesn't have one, but that's okay. That's why I brought my Rignus. Rignus will be able to take care of her. So Summoner, we the Battle Maidens challenge you to a test of skill. Show us what Grand Gaia has to offer. Alright, so try and leader skill got us looking pretty good on the HP side. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with those 2, and then we're going to get into action. So this trial, honestly, guys, is what some may call cheap. It's a pretty cheap trial. I got to turn out battle animations too. It is what some may call cheap because there's a lot you have to deal with. They can reduce your BB gauges. They can they reduce your BB gauges. They can debuff you remove buffs. They can inflict a crazy amount of status ailments and so on and so forth. So this trial can be pretty crazy, guys. So I highly recommend you come in kind of with a setup like I got. I put a refined gem on all of my units for a reason, man. I ain't got time to get all worn out, been out of shape with these status ailments. So basic breakdown of my squad, guys. Shara, of course, damage mitigation. I highly recommend you try to put damage mitigation up every single turn, because these girls, they on some turns, not all turns, but on some turns they hit pretty hard. If you don't want to guess which turn that's going to be, guys, I highly recommend that you mitigate every turn. Just mitigate every turn. Don't try to guess when the strong attacks are going to come. If you can do damage mitigation every turn, you will be alright. So next, my boy Trident. I mean, the leader skill is crazy. The SBB is going to come in super handy, giving us the barrier, so we can take more damage. The leader skill also makes it to where we automatically take 10% less damage, guys, off of his leader skill, because he has a 10% permanent mitigation if you set him as leader. Very, very helpful. So Trident, very key unit, guys. Without Trident, this trial can get real hairy. It can get pretty freaking hairy. So as you see, they hit me with debuffs, and yeah, they beat up my Trident pretty good here. Beat him up pretty good. And that's the thing about them. They like to focus on one unit, guys. They love to focus on one unit. So they beat my Trident up bad, but it's okay. I'm not too concerned. He'll get back into good shape. Next unit, my boy Lario. Main reason we using him, BC production. He's a BC producing machine, guys. That's what my boy Lario does. So that's why we using him. He increases BC drop rate, and he got 40 hit SBB. So the BC production is just going to be off the charts. It's basically the main reason for Lario. Alright. So next up, my boy Rignis. Usually we be using him for status ailment, but since I've done this trial before, I kind of know a little bit of what I'm in for doing this trial, and that is a ton of status ailments. So I already equipped my entire squad with refined gems to help protect against status ailments. But as you can see here, my friend Lily Matter not doing so hot. So Rignis is basically here to protect her, in addition to being able to do multiple element SBB and things of that nature. So he's going to come in extremely handy as well. And then finally, my girl Luca, she helps a lot too. Her SBB not only is it an attack, but it gives us a little bit of healing over time, and it also does what Lily Matters SBB does in giving us some BB gauge when we get smacked. So she helps a lot. So that's basically the breakdown of my squad, guys. So what I'm gonna do now is pretty much throw this thing into fast forward, and just blaze on through the battle so you guys can see what happens. I'll stop at the midway point. This is a two-part battle, guys, so I will stop at the midway point and just break down what happens next. But other than that, we're gonna get ready to fast forward this thing. Alright, so after this turn, we fast forward. As you can see, they keep the mitigation on themselves for quite some time too. Not sure if it's the whole fight or what. I didn't really pay much attention the first time I battled, but just be careful, guys, because I mean, you can see the damage output they're capable of. It's crazy. So just be careful. They like to focus on one. You see they're paying a lot of attention to my Lario. Alright, guys, so we're gonna fast forward here. Alright, we'll pick back up when the next battle begins. Fast forward. Alright guys, so now we move on to the second part of the battle. So as you can see, they hit pretty hard. I mean, my Rignis is the highest HP out here, coming in at 11,100. And if Lyco crits, she does a ridiculous amount of damage. And that's with mitigation and Trident's barrier up. So as you can see guys, they can be pretty tough. They can be pretty freaking tough. Ultimately, whether or not you're gonna one squad this thing is really up to RNG, because you can only bring so many revives, guys. So just gotta hope they don't single one out, because if they single one out, they're probably gonna die. So next battle we got Saren, Vanilla, and Bailey. Bailey is capable of healing, and Vanilla, she can do a super duper ultra powerful attack. When you get her HP, I think it's around a 20 to 30% mark. I don't think it's, or maybe it's 50%. I think it's 50% if I remember correctly. But that attack is gonna hurt, guys. I'm just tell you right out front. When you get Vanilla down to around 50%, I believe it is, that attack is going to hurt pretty bad. Just have your mitigation up, have Trident up, and that's pretty much the best you can do with that. But other than that, just stay on them like we did the first three. Bailey's gonna heal them 60,000 every now and again each, so be prepared for that. And other than that, not too much to worry about. As long as Vanilla doesn't wipe you out clean, it is possible to one squad it. But if she does wipe you out, it's okay. You have two more squads behind your first squad. So that's pretty much the strategy, guys. So let's try to get to it. Let's get back in the fast forward. Here we go. It's gonna hurt. Woo! We made it through. And that's pretty much the main thing you have to worry about there, guys. That attack right there. That orbital bombardment for Vanilla is pretty much the hardest hitting move in this whole trial. If you can survive that like I just did, you're pretty much alright. Bailey has her super attack left, and then after that there's really no more like really hard hitting attacks, guys, so you should be fine. So I'm gonna give my Rignis one more cure, and then we can go back into fast forward. So here we go. that's it, guys. So there you have it. Trial X2 1 squad clear. Not too bad, guys. Just a lengthy battle, especially if you use this setup. Trident lead and Lily matter friend, or vice versa. Powerful stuff right there. Powerful stuff, people. So since I already did it, I ain't getting much, but usually you would get a gem and the Blighted Seal Sphere, which we discussed at the beginning of the video. Alright, so that was a mistake. So I showed you my squad at the beginning of the video, guys, so hopefully you were able to catch it. If not, you can rewind back to the beginning to see the exact squad I used. The setup worked like a charm. We were able to complete it with one squad. So there you have it, guys. I hope this video helped you. Don't forget upper right to subscribe, lower right to check out the previous video, and if you wish to join the Facebook group, the link is in the description, guys. So I thank you for watching. Please continue to like, subscribe, favorite, share, comment, and everything else, and I will be back at your screen with more Brave Frontier Global soon. Later, guys.